Short pause? How many times? I mean, really, how many times have you been told that you have trust issues, probably right after your gut screamed no about someone that, everyone else just loved? And then what happens? A few months down the line, you're proven right.
Okay, let's just get one thing straight right off the bat. You are not paranoid, you're not negative, you're not a cynic. Look, in a world that is constantly demanding your trust but so rarely earns it, your skepticism, well, that's not a flaw, that's your armor. In fact, this whole trait, it makes you something else entirely. It makes you a guardian. You're a guardian of hidden truths. So you don't trust just anyone? Good. Good for you. Now let's talk about why that actually makes you the smartest person in the room. All right, to really get into this, I want to share a story with you. It's this ancient parable that just perfectly explains this guardian mindset. It's all about a monk, a snake, and the huge difference between simple kindness and true reliability. So picture this. The story starts with this really compassionate monk, and he's walking along and finds a snake literally freezing to death in the snow. And the monk, being a good person, he naturally reaches out to try and save it. But the snake, it just hisses and keeps him back. And you can imagine the monk is completely confused, maybe even a little bit hurt. He says, "Hey, I'm just trying to save you. I don't have a weapon. I just have a warm hand." And it's such a simple, genuine offer, right? It's exactly the kind of help the world tells us we should always, always accept. But what the snake says next, this is where it all changes. It doesn't question the monk's kindness at all. It actually says, "I do not doubt your warmth, monk." So it sees the good intention, but it also sees that that's not the whole picture. And here it is, the line that changes everything. The snake says, "I doubt your permanence." See, the snake's wisdom isn't about rejecting the warmth, it's about questioning how long that warmth is actually going to last. You see, the snake understood this fundamental, hard-won truth. Sure, the monk feels pitied now, but what happens later? What happens when the snake gets warm and a little heavy? What happens when it gets hungry? Is the monk's compassion gonna last? Or is he gonna get scared and drop the snake right back into the snow, where the shock would be even worse than before? And that just perfectly lays out the choice the snake is making. The monk's kindness was conditional. It all depended on his mood, his pity, his convenience. The cold, on the other hand, well, it was predictable. The snake knew exactly what it was dealing with, so it chose that harsh certainty over a very fragile promise. Okay, so let's pull this ancient story into right now, into your life. How does this snake mindset become your superpower today? Well, if you're sitting there nodding along to this story, it's because your superpower is something called pattern recognition. While everybody else is distracted by the shiny surface, the impressive job title, the charming smile, the perfect story, you're looking at the shadows. You're reading the code. You are the one who picks up on all the tiny, tiny details. That split-second hesitation in someone's voice before they answer a simple question. You see the eyes that don't quite match the smile they're giving you. You can literally feel the energy in a room shift before anyone else even has a clue something is off. And I know, society is constantly pushing us to just be open, be vulnerable, to assume positive intent. But for you, for people like us, that advice can be downright dangerous. Your intuition isn't paranoia. It's a highly calibrated biological GPS, and ignoring your gut just to be polite, that's like turning off your navigation in the middle of a storm. You're gonna crash. Think about it like this. There are kind of three main ways people trust. You've got the dog, who trusts everyone until they get burned. You've got the pig, who trusts everyone just because they're innocent and don't know any better. But then there's the snake. The snake only trusts when the evidence lines up with the vibe. It requires both logic and intuition to agree. That's not cynical. That's sophisticated. So let's be really clear about this. This whole thing doesn't make you cold-blooded. Not at all. It makes you selective. You don't just let anyone into your inner circle because you get, on a deep level, how much energy it takes to protect and care for the people who are actually in there. You're a guardian, remember? And that brings us to one last thought here, a final reflection. It's a question to ask yourself about those protective walls you've built. Your skepticism is a gift. It has saved you incredible amounts of time, money, and just pure heartbreak. It is not something you ever need to apologize for. It is something to wear with pride. But with that understanding, it is worth asking one more thing.
Are my walls keeping the bad people out, or are they trapping me inside with my own silence?